Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful, basically a different reading that I'm going to do. This reading is going to be provided by whoever is going to be watching this video to make themselves laugh. It could be a funny interpretation about what's happening, but this is a very interesting way about what's going on through a different part, a different way, a different how I understand about what's happening. Basically, this is what's going on. So I'm going to play a game that is going to be vigilant in the way of how it goes. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to see what's happening. And the game that I'm going to impose, that while I'm talking to all my viewers who are out there, this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so this is going to be happening about what's going on through the tarot situation, on what's happening in between the middle section, and I'm going to read you that one card. And while I'm going to read you that one card, then I'm going to see what's happening. I'm going to clarify everything else. This is a very interesting way about telling you what's happening, because it says, let's play a game. And I'm going to do a roll call. A roll call means that I'm going to tell you what's happening, and you can put a comment down below, or you can give it a like if you want to. But this is the thing, is that this could be making you laugh, and maybe making you a belly laugh, and you can't stop laughing. Okay, I have been there before, and I can't stop laughing. But the point being is that this is the way it goes. This is the way of how everything is, and this is how it seems to be. Knowing that this is a very fine lining, very silver lining about how it goes. And this is a funny reading. Because this is how it is. Do you ever play a game called Clue? Well, you know what, this is going to be without using the anything that you can think of, okay, in the game of Clue. Now, this game is kind of like Clue, only I'm doing as a tarot vision, okay? And this is the way it goes. So you know how there's guys and women as it goes along. It could be that, right? So this is what it seems to be, and I hope you enjoy this. Please give it a like, please give it a comment, and enjoy. So this is what's going on. If you see me drinking some coffee, I'm drinking it as it goes along, and this is very good. So let's start this off. So let's see. So we have the Four of Swords is upright, reversed. Basically it means that that it's resting. Now, it's basically how you're resting, you're healing, whatever it is. But remember, I'm playing a game, right? So I'm playing a game that it is like a vision of playing Clue, right? So it's kind of like a funny, interesting way, and this is how it is. So this is what's going on, okay? So let's see what's happening on the left side, and on the right side, and in the middle, okay? So we have the Fool, that's upright, followed by the King of Swords reversed, Two of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, but then we have the Judgment reversed, and we have the Chariot upright. So we have change, and we have the Chariot as progress. Okay, so you're having change, you're having everything else, right? And you think back to yourself, okay, well, how it is. Now what's also between the right side? The Five of Wands is upright, followed by the Hermit is reversed, followed by the Ace of Pentacles is upright for basically new beginnings. Now, this is the way it goes. Now, the Five of Wands represents basically you're having chaos. Now, let's pretend that you're playing a game and everything is all great. But then you decide to say, oh well, I'm playing this game, and this game is involved playing Clue, and I don't know what to do. Well, anyway, now you're getting all basically you are not getting along with somebody who's playing Clue. And then all of a sudden you're getting all this conflict, you're getting all this, having chaos and everything else, and you are playing the game. Now, while you have, some who is basically um, nagging on you, you know, it's basically saying that someone's nagging, like nagging at you, and they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They keep doing it. You're playing the game. You're asking them questions. You're asking them about, you know, who's playing like Connor Saunders or whatever it is, right? The Colonel, whatever it is in the game of Clue. Now you're asking that person about the rope and the candlelight, whatever, the candle, whatever it is, and you're asking questions about the ballroom, the kitchen, the dining room, the hallway, everything else, right? You can picture every single room. Now when the Fool comes out, you have changed. Now you're changing that question to your opponent. Do you see the difference there? Very funny, right? Because now you understand that now everything is all great, right? Because you're having chaos, you're having that. And then you have the chariots upright because you have progress. You're progressing about how to play the game right. Right? Just not like being like a fool out of yourself and saying, yeah, I can't believe this. Like, oh my god, I smacked across their head. That's just the expression, but you know what I mean. But this is what it seems to be, because now you need to figure out what's happening through this situation, right? So it kind of is that situation where you have that give and take that situation. I'm giving the information, you're taking it. Okay, so what's happening? Well, let's see what's going on through here and here. Okay, so now let's see. So the Tower is reversed because there's no transformation, right? So, but because that's how it is. And over here, you have the Three of Wands reversed, means you're not communicating, right? So now you're thinking, oh, forget this. I'm not going to communicate, And when you're playing a game of Clue, you're trying to communicate. So, it's very interesting about how this is very intense for you. You have to think to yourself, all right, well, this is the way it goes. This is the way of how you can say it, right? And, you speak about what's happening. You're trying to figure out what's going on, right? Now I'm going to clarify the Tower. Wheel of Fortune is upright, followed by the Seven of Pentacles upright. So you're visioning on something. You're visioning about playing the game of Clue. You're having good luck on your side, right? So you're having good luck because your opponent has no communication. You're thinking, okay, well, communicate. So what's else to this Three of Wands? The Three of Cups is upright and the Tower is reversed. So because basically between this tower and this tower you have no transformation. But the Three of Cups represents like where you have a celebration. You're having that celebration, like who's gonna be winning, right? So this is like vice versa. Okay, what's up with this Tower card? The Hangman is upright because there's restrictions. Obviously there are restrictions in one way or another, but then you think to yourself, all right, well, this is the way it goes. So while you're playing the game of Clue, you're trying to figure out what's happening through this situation. You're trying to identify and how to communicate and how it is. But when you have no communication, it's a pain in your behind, and this is how it goes. So let's see what's opposite between the middle card here. Now you have the Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, so you're not being hurt. But then you think to yourself, oh well, what's happening? What's opposite with that card, please? The Knight of Swords is upright. Okay, so basically you're having victory on your side. So this is the way it goes, where you need to figure out what's happening through this situation. It needs to, how you can communicate as it goes along. And you think, okay, everything's fine. But then you need to realize about what's going on. You have to be who you are, right? So I can tell that this is just how the reading goes, but when you're playing the game called Clue, in your own vision, as me using the tarot as that, is the way of how it goes. So you're having victory on your side, you're having good luck. But then What's also with this with Wheel of Fortune card? The 7 of Wands reversed because you have no resilience. Alright, that's what it is. What's also with this Hangman? Page of Cups reversed, okay. Now, while these two are reverse cards, I'm going to see what's happening through this situation. You think that everything's fine, everything's all good, and you think, okay, while you're playing a game of Clue, you're trying to figure out what's happening through this dynamic. You think that everything is all great, right? So you think about it. You think about what's happening through this interesting way of happening, and you think to yourself, it's like, oh well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Well, let's figure that out, shall we? Now, while the 7 of Wands is reversed, let me clarify that card. Queen of Clubs reversed, followed by the 7 of Wands reversed, but then you have the 10 of Cups is upright. So you could be thinking about another Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You want everything to happen in that direction. You think that everything's fine. You think everything's okay. But let's say what's also with this Page of Cups. Knight of Wands reversed, 5 of Cups reversed, but then you have the 2 of Pentacles is upright because you're balancing two things at once. So while you're asking questions in this way, you're thinking about everything's fine, but then you think, okay, well, what's the issue? What's the big issue? Well, there are things that you need to learn first. In order to get what you need and have communication, and you want communication to happen, you do that, right? As a result. And, it seems to be very funny or very vigilant, but this is the way it goes. You need to think about what's happening through all these reasons, and you think that everything's kind of okay, but then you think, wait, no. So let's figure this out. Let's figure out what's happening through this situation. What's over here? Now you have the 2 of Cups reversed. So now you're thinking, okay, well, this is not friendship anymore. This is almost like revenge, or it could be that. So now you think, okay, well, this is not how it looks like. And, you think that everything is all great. But then, let me clarify the 2 of Cups. So you can think about what's happening through this situation. And the 4 of Swords is upright because you're resting, you're healing, right? And you think that everything is going to be all perfect. So when you think about this way, you think that everything is all dynamic, right? Because you think about who's who, and when you do that. And when you play a game that is called Clue as your own vision, as my own tarot as the vision, you have to ask questions. While you ask questions to your partner or your spouse or whoever you're talking to, and that person is not communicating with you while you're playing a game that's Clue, you don't know what to explain. You don't know how to resolve it. Now, there's a good saying here is find a problem to solve a solution. That's all you can do. But the point being is that when you play a game that is involving Clue and you ask questions and who's in the ballroom, who's getting caught by the rope with the candlestick, whatever it is, and whenever you're playing a game that's Clue, you have to pay attention to it. You have to pay attention about who's going first, right? Like who's first, who's second, who's third, who's fourth, whatever, right? And whenever you think about when you have the 2 pentacles that I'm going to show you, you're balancing two things at once, right? You're balancing that. You're basically be like a circus act, and you're balancing two things, right? Like juggling, right? Well, that's what it is. That's what the game Clue is about. Is where you're juggling to ask certain questions. Now, if your opponent is asking you exactly the correct answer and foremost of the correct answer, you decide what's happening. You decide that, okay, well, now it could be the ballroom. Bingo. Now we're not playing bingo. Funny, right? But the point being is that when it seems to be that, you need to have that give and take, that situation where, okay, now you know that there's the ballroom. Alright, now you're in the ballroom. Now you're going to ask questions. While you think of that, you have, I'm going to look at the Ten of Cups here. If you see the Ten of Cups and you want everything that's happening, and let's say this is a ballroom scene, you look at the ballroom scene and you think that everything is all peaceful, right? It's like a celebration, right? Everything is all celebrated and everything is all great. But then you think to yourself, all right, well, what's the point? What's going on here? Now, I'm being specific in this situation, and this is a funny reading, okay? You have to understand where there are things that you must learn in order to, be successful in ways, right? You have to understand that this is a give and take situation. I'm giving you the information, you're paying attention to it, right? Now, there are things that you need to understand where when you're playing a game called Clue, you have to pay attention to it. Now, when you're playing a board game that is involved Clue, and I'm envisioning it as a tarot situation, you have to think about what's happening around you. What's your main priorities about your surroundings and what's happening. You have to do this vice versa, collage of you're adding everything up together. Like a puzzle piece, right? You add everything up, right? And this is how it goes. This is the way of how it seems to be, okay? Now, while I'm trying to explain this to you, is the way of how you can do it, right? So I explain that this is the ballroom because this is the Ten of Cups. It represents the ballroom situation. It could be that, but then you're basically trying to do that, right? Because when you look at the Three of Wands over here, there's no communication. There's not. But when you think about it, you think about, okay, everything is all great, but then you think about no. So let's figure this out. Now we're going to clarify. I love that word. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Cups as the ballroom. Okay? So who's doing this? Who's basically trying to figure this out? Like who's doing it? So let's see. The Ten of Wands is upright. Okay, so we know who's playing the clue. It could be basically Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Who's balancing? Three of Swords reversed. So there's no heartbreak. No. Okay. What's obviously with this healing card? Five of Cups is upright. Okay, so there's grief. Yes. Yeah, see? Someone's not playing fair. Right? So when someone's like being in a ballroom and you think that, okay, everything's fine, then you think, okay, well, everything is not fine. And this is why I'm going to explain it. What's also with this Three of Swords? Yeah, the Seven of Swords is upright because basically you're kind of like being hurt, right? You need to figure out that, okay, well, when you're having hurt and when you're playing a game that's involving Clue, yes, you're trying to be into competitive mode, and it kind of feels that, right? You need to figure out about what's happening around that situation. You have to believe about what's happening around that circumstance. This involves that situation where, yes, everything's fine, but then you think, okay, well, this is the way it happens, this is the way it goes. Now, the point being is that who's being played here? Now, I'm going to look at the characters that are in here, if it's a boy or woman situation. And this does involve a Clue situation because it does involve that, right? So I can imagine that the Ten of Cups is somebody. So we have the Web Weaver. So this could be a woman's situation. What's also between the Two Pentacles? The River Queen. Okay, so these are very different ones to be interpreted. So the Web Weaver is Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. This is what the woman is, because she's in the ballroom in that situation. She wants Victor on her side, and she wants to celebrate. She wants things that's happening. The River Queen is flow, letting go, nocturnal movement. So this could be a woman's situation on women's situation. Now we know who's who. But then we have to figure out, okay, well, we know who's doing it. Let's have this beyond and its effect way of how it goes. Now, while we are playing a game of that, this is the clue vision of the tarot situation. Now we're going to figure out who's being the victory of this situation. Now the Two of Waters upright. Yeah, see, this is what it seems to be. So we have one that represents the water sign. And it says a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness, a positive resolution of a conflict. Didn't I say that? Yes, I did say that. So now while you're having conflict and you're trying to be the competitor of the person, you're trying to figure out who's doing this, right? So this could be a one way or another to be attacked by whoever's who, okay? And when it's things to be good or bad, this is how it goes. So who's being the web weaver? Who's being the river queen? The Eight of Fire is events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. Yes, that'll be a result of it. So that could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So this is what it seems to be. And over here, let's see, the Six of Earth. Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. Ooh, this is interesting. So I think the best moment is where if whoever is playing, who's being Leo, for example, as the Leo woman, and let's say it could be a Virgo man, Capricorn man, or a Taurus man, there could be results of how it is. So it could be an Aries woman, it could be a Sagittarius woman, or it could be a Leo woman. There are different things they're trying to absorb, right? Is the way of how you can do that, right? Because you have to think about what's happening in this situation. So you think that everything is all great and dandy, but then you think, wait, no. So let's see. Who's this fire sign? Who's acting like this? The Ten Pentacles is upright because there's vision here. Yeah, see? I just said that earlier. You're visioning, right? So I'm visioning like the clue, right? I'm visioning. What's the world? What's the Two of Water? So the Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's no invention. Six of Earth. King of Cups reversed. No romance. Okay. Queen of Cups is upright because there's sympathy. But Chariot is progress. Yes, I can see that. See, vision, empathy, progress. Right, so we know who's doing this. And we have the Knight of Wands is upright because there's immaturity. Yeah, so someone's being immature. Alright. Now, let's see what's the dice represent. So we have 1, 6, 5, 5. So we have the 10th month, the 10th house, the first house, and the 6th house of that situation. So we have January, June, and October. So that could be that situation. But that's how it goes. So I hope you all kind of make yourselves laugh about this, because it could happen to you where I can understand about, this is so funny that the earth signs and the fire signs, they're two different, but it's so funny and hilarious that they're using a game of Clue about gambling. So someone's actually playing, how it's unfair and it's not good. But this is what it seems to be. So I hope you all enjoy this video. Give it a like, give it a comment, and this is what it seems to be, and this is the way it goes. So I hope you enjoy this. Give it a like, give it a comment, and enjoy. And I hope that this video makes you laugh. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really. Bye.